The USA win the acronym battle with TNT. Zlatan's leaving Manchester. Nolito really wants to leave Manchester. Leo Messi is getting married. And the hashtag Wenger out campaign gets political. Welcome to the Goalmouth, ladies and gents, a daily 5-minute-ish podcast collaboration between the Total Soccer Show, Dirty Tackle and Howler Magazine. My name's Ryan Bailey. It's Friday, June 9th. Happy 33rd birthday, Wesley Sneijder. Seriously, how's he only 33 still? Anyway, let's crack on with our top story. The USA are going to do some business in Russia that won't result in a Senate Intelligence Committee hearing. The road to the 2018 World Cup became a little less bumpy on Thursday night when the United States Mutant Ninja Turtles managed a 2-0 win over Trinidad and Tobago in Denver. Christian Pulisic was the hero of the night with both goals, the latter of which reminded me of that classic Michael Owen-style finish. Fantastic stuff. It's 4 goals in 4 US games for the Borussia Dortmund star now. This was a pretty nervy game in the first half, but the second half clearly showed that the US's altitude preparations have paid off, as TNT clearly ran out of puff first. The result puts Bruce Arena's side in 3rd place in the Hex standings, which puts much less pressure on that trip to the Azteca on Sunday. Also, in other World Cup-ish news, it would be remiss of me if I didn't mention the Under-20 World Cup, where Venezuela will meet England in the final on Sunday. England in a final. 2017, you're clearly still drunk. Go home. Next up is a man nearly 3 years older than birthday boy Wesley Sneijder, Zlatan. Like a genie from the lamp or a Conservative politician from their seat in British Parliament, Ibra has been set free. According to the BBC, the mighty Swede's Manchester journey will end when his 1-year contract expires at the end of this month, with Manchester United deciding not to take the option of a second year. Now, many pundits and fans, including this particular pundit and fan, expected Zlatan to fail spectacularly in the Premier League thanks to his age, his years spent in a league less physical than the Premier League, and his proclivity to underperform against English sides. Well, with 28 goals from 48 appearances and a hand in Manchester United's latest famous treble, Community Shield, League Cup and Europa League still equals a treble, right? He certainly proved his critics wrong. What's next for the 35-year-old? Well, he could form a support group with Diego Costa for unwanted, overly aggressive strikers. Well, it's unclear if Zlatan wants to leave Manchester, but one man clearly desperate to get away from the city is Nolito. The Spanish winger has been at Man City less than a year, but already he can't take any more of Manchester's famously gloomy climate. My daughter's face has changed colour. It looks like she's been living in a cave, he said. I'm under contract at City, so the club will decide, but I want to leave. I haven't played in 6 months. I'll do everything possible to make the World Cup squad. Oh dear, these modern footballers and their outrageous demands. How dare he want to actually play football and be somewhere that his child can get some healthy exposure to natural sunlight? Prima donnas, the lot of them. Lionel Messi wedding update now. The Barcelona talisman will marry his long-term girlfriend and baby mama Antonella Roccuzzo on June 30th, the same day Zlatan will stop being paid a small fortune by Man United. Spanish newspaper and Barca propaganda rag Sport has picked up an interesting detail from the festivities. Messi has invited every player he plays with to the ceremony, plus all of the kit men, the physiotherapists, the masseuses and doctors who work with the first team. But who isn't invited? Well, none of the coaching staff, past or present, and none of the board members. Maybe this is a deliberate power play, or maybe he just doesn't want his bosses to see him getting drunk off 2 bottles of Heineken at a party thrown in his honour. Who knows? And finally, some light-hearted news from a UK election campaign that's been oppressively depressing from start to finish. The act of spoiling your ballot paper is a strong tradition in the UK. You show up at the polling station, take the voting slip, and instead of electing one of the politicians or woefully inexperienced businessmen on offer, oh sorry, it's only America that elects the latter there, you spoil the ballot by writing or drawing something on it. It's counted as a spoiled ballot and it's seen as a reflection of dissatisfaction with the system. Well, instead of drawing rude anatomical sketches, many at yesterday's election used their main voice of democracy to spread the hashtag Wenger out message. Yes, you've seen hashtag Wenger out at sporting events, weddings and Coldplay concerts, and now it's all over ballot papers too. Arsene Wenger was asked for comment on this, but he said, I didn't see it. That's a joke because he never sees anything controversial. Get it? Anyway, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to the Goalmouth email if you haven't already, and please leave us an iTunes review. It really helps people find us. Dr. Martin van Nostrand did exactly that, writing, "It is by far the sharpest sandwich in the jam jar of soccer news podcasts." See what you did there, Doc. Well played. Glad to see that expression is spreading. Brooks Peck is with you on Monday. I leave you with our goalmouth top tip. If you're a Swedish footballer being made to leave Manchester, it's not all that bad. You can go somewhere with more sunshine. Like California, for example. Love to your mothers. See you next time.